4D Chick Inside an Easter Egg Gel Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I did this adorable four-dimensional little chick where you can take, so it's like an Easter egg. So it looks like, when you're looking at it, just looks like an Easter egg, and I used Mylar flakes in the background, so it's got, because I thought I have these ones that are sort of like an aqua-y blue, should have really been more green, but it kind of looks like the Easter grass that you see in Easter baskets, that really shiny stuff that cats eat and then throw up. I have a cat, so that stuff was never in my house, but that kind of appearance to me. So I put that in the background, and then it looks like this really pretty pink and purple Easter egg on top. But then you can take that Easter egg off, and underneath is a little 3D chick, and I love chicks. If you've never held one, put that on your bucket list. They're so innocent and adorable and delicate and just so gorgeous. I love baby chickens. But I hope you like this video, and don't forget to click subscribe to see a future video as well. So I'm going to begin by applying a Aqua Color Gel in the background. This is a color gel, so I'm just going to apply 2 coats. If you don't have color gel for this particular instance, you could also use gel polish as a color in the background beneath the overlay of clear acrylic. So if you didn't know that, you can do that as well. So I'm going to do that in 2 coats. There's the first coat, here's the second coat. The second coat always applies so much smoother and easier. And then I'm going to take and apply a very thin layer of a clear builder gel. The reason I'm using a builder gel is because it has a stickiness that's really going to hold on to the Mylar flakes really, really well. So then using my gel brush, I'm just going to dunk that into a bunch of Mylar flakes and then press that into the clear builder gel and really press them in. You want the gel to push out as many bubbles from underneath the Mylar flakes as possible. You don't want bubbles inside the nail, so just like if you press them in, you're going to have more luck with that. After you cure it and take it out, go ahead and press your finger against them, again just to push them down in, and then apply another layer of clear builder gel, once again pressing it into the Mylar flakes. This is not yet building your apex or your structure, this is just making sure that there's no bubbles around those Mylar flakes. So just like really bully your gel underneath the Mylar flakes. After that's cured, go ahead and build your nail structure. At this point, since there are 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of gel on there, it is getting a little, it's got some thickness to it, but you do need to build up your apex, so it doesn't take too much, but definitely go through and thicken up that mid-ridge area of the nail. And once you have that and you're satisfied with it, go ahead and cure it, take it out, remove the tacky layer, and file it into shape. If you do have Mylar flakes that are sticking up, which chances are it's going to happen around the sidewalls and the cuticle area since you need those areas thinner, they will just file off like a breeze and you won't be able to tell that they were ever sticking up through the nail. Make sure that everything is filed nice and pretty, and then go ahead and buff the nail with a 240 grit padded buffer to remove any scratches that the first file may have left behind. So now with white sculpting gel, I'm going to be building up my chick. And the reason I'm starting with white is because having a white base underneath the really bright yellow for his feathers is going to make the yellow just stand out a little bit better, instead of showing some of that aqua color from beneath and turning him green. So I'm going to be building this up, and the reason I'm using sculpture gel instead of just like a white color gel is because I really do want him to have a thickness and a dimensionality. So now, because I was a ding dong and I forgot to put in my magnet, I'm going to be adding the magnet in this layer. So that part was cured, so now this is the next layer. And so as you can see, I added my magnet at this point right in the thickest area that his tummy is going to be. So after that's on there, I'm just going to start wrapping gel around it. And maybe wrapping's not the right word there. I don't know. Applying gel around it, making sure that it's nice and thick and that it's going to completely cover up the magnet, and just thickening up his body so that he's got sort of a dome shape in his middle. And then I'm going to repeat that process on the head. Once again, give it that dome shape. And if your shapes aren't perfectly smooth here, or if they seem a little bit exaggerated, that's actually what you're going for. So now after I have that layer cured, I'm going to be adding another one. The key with working with gel is that you do things in layers, because it does tend to run and do its own thing if you don't cure it or flash cure it. So if you want, you can just throw that into your lamp for 10-15 seconds and then continue working on it. Or like me, I just cure it all the way because I figure, why not? It's in there already anyway. So then after I have that next layer, making sure that the magnet is invisible, I also add a little bit more thickness for the wing that's going to be towards the camera. And now that that's cured, I'm going to start applying the color gel, which is a really neon yellow. And so I'm going to be making sure that I apply that all over him. And as you can see, the shapes are all smoothed out and rounded out at this point, and the exaggeration that they seemed to have before is now muted down. After that yellow is cured, I'm going to go through and start adding my orange layers. So I'm going to be adding orange just as a shadow for the bottom of his body, and then the bottom of that wing, and the bottom of his head. And when you work with gel, if you have just a tiny bit of gel on your brush, you can blend that up with quick strokes really easy, and it creates gorgeous soft shading. And then I'm also going to be adding his legs. As you can see, his legs don't show up very well, but that is okay. I'll define them later on with paint. I just wanted to get a little bit of puffiness for those as well. And after that's done and that's cured, I'm going to go through and I'm going to start using paint. My color gel does not cure with a tacky layer, so I can just go straight to the painting. And I'm going to start with orange and define his beak and his legs, and also a couple of feathers on his wing. And then with black, I'm going to be adding the final details there. So all that final outlining, since he is cartoony and cute, I do definitely want to add plenty of outlines to really sell that whole cartoon essence. It's a style that I was going for, especially with the way the egg was. So I'm just going to make sure that he's got nice little outlines here and there to really define everything and make it easy to see against that sparkly background. I debated back and forth countless times about whether I wanted to do a realistic little chick under here or if I want to do a cartoon one. My other Easter video, which I will be uploading in the near future, is a realistic ornate egg, and it's got a little bunny portrait on the inside that is realistic. So I thought if I was doing that one on the realism side, I would make this one on the cartoon side. So now ignore the fact that all kinds of steps are just missed on my on the chick now. So he's got some gel sealer in the background, some matte top coat over the top of him. Then I'm going to be wrapping that up with some saran wrap and adding another magnet, so it goes nail, saran wrap, plastic wrap, either way, magnet again. And then I'm going to start sculpting with that sculpture gel the egg that goes on top. So for the first layer, make it really thin and just get the shape on there. Cure that fully. Make sure that you do cure it fully, because if you don't, it can still move some, and you want to make sure that this is going to stay where you put it. And then add another layer, making sure that you are covering up that magnet. So just keep adding layers. I believe it was 3 for the outside egg. The reason that some of those steps were missed is because I had all the gel stuff out and I wanted to finish all of the gel work that I was doing, get rid of all of it before I started getting out the paint. So then this last layer of gel that I'm putting on the egg is actually color gel. So it's going to have that same smoothing, so any of the roughness that the sculpture gel left over is going to smooth out, and it's going to definitely fix that. Cure that again. Once that's cured, you can take that out, remove the plastic wrap, and then you can gently file your egg into shape, especially since with the gel it's got a couple, I always think of them as stalactites around the edges of gel things. I don't know, that's what comes to my mind. So just file that gently, finish off any of the shaping that you need to do, and I'm still using a 180 grit file for that. And then if you need to, you can also file over the top of it a little bit. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and start decorating your egg. So I started by adding a purple chevron or a zigzag little stripe across about a little above middle, and then purple at the very bottom of the egg. I was going with pink and purple because pink, purple, and aqua, that is probably one of my absolute favorite color combinations. The other one of my favorite color combinations is eggplant and lime green. I don't know why. Those two colors together, it's like my favorite thing in the world. But that is definitely not Easter. So that's more Halloween, which is fitting because I love Halloween. And so then I added some pink in between the zigzag of the purple and the purple bottom, and then a little bit of pink at the top of the egg. And then with white paint, I'm going to go through and add all the details to my egg, starting with just adding 2 lines in that center pink stripe, and then between them adding a zigzag just like the purple is above that. And I kind of repeated the same types of patterns across the entire egg. Chevron and polka dots pretty much is what I was going for here. So then I also, within all the triangles of that zigzag inside the pink, I added some polka dots, and then in the purple at the bottom I added another zigzag, and then at the white on the top, I added also a little white zigzag inside the purple one and also above it. It's hard to see the one above it, but it does show in real life because the white paint is brighter of a white than the white gel. So then I'm going to be adding a layer of gel sealer and curing that, and that is all done. Like I said, I loved this. I love the bright but pastel colors of Easter. I don't know, it's fun. It's all very fun. So I hope you like this, and that background I think is stunning. Even if you do this for something else, I highly recommend using my Life Flakes for all sorts of things because they're gorgeous. Please share any of your creations with me on Facebook and Instagram. I'd love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!